SCP-742 The Retrovirus. Object Class Keter. The special containment procedures for SCP-742 are as follows. Instances of SCP-742-1 are kept in separate solitary confinement cells in the maximum security wing of Site and are fed kilograms of freshly harvested human bone marrow obtained in addition to standard humanoid grade rations. Now, samples of the SCP-742 virus itself are kept in a secure vault at Site 19. Personnel are to note that while infected individuals are extremely dangerous, SCP-742 itself has exceedingly low infectivity except when injected directly into the bloodstream and is not considered a biohazard. Mobile Task Force has been created to respond to uncontained outbreaks of SCP-742 and are currently in the field in... Now, what exactly is the retrovirus? SCP-742 is a retrovirus approximately times more complex than any known naturally occurring virus. SCP-742 infects all cell types, but initially only enters the lytic cycle in helper T cells, leading to a state of immunocompromise that allows SCP-742 to infect every one of the infected subject cells. Now, the infected cells then secrete hormones that increase appetite as well as a signal compound. Once full infection is achieved, concentration of this signal compound reaches a target level and the infection enters into Stage 2. During Stage 2, SCP-742 affects the nervous system, causing the infected subject to ravenously consume large quantities of protein-rich food and then seek a dark, secluded area. Often, through research, we have obtained that this is normally a cave or abandoned building, or in fact, even a crypt. Now, it is at this point that the subject enters a state of hibernation, slowing the metabolism to the point of apparent death. During this period, the SCP-742 retrovirus completely reverse transcribes itself into the infected subject's DNA and deactivates its viral properties. Following this event, the subject is designated SCP-742-1. Newly created instances of SCP-742-1 use the food energy ingested during the viral phase, or Stage 1, to alter their physiology, resulting in an organism superficially similar to a human being, but with a second alimentary tract linked, roof of the mouth, several new organs of indeterminate function, and a subtly altered nervous system. Once fully transformed, instances of SCP-742-1 continue to function as if they were a normal human, and they are virtually indistinguishable without a medical examination. However, SCP-742 infection then destabilizes the genome during the reverse transcription, which leads to symptoms consistent with telomerase dysfunction within approximately 1 month. Now, SCP-742-1, the infected, can prevent this by ingesting human stem cells. In the wild, the infected subjects are nocturnal hunters, preying on isolated humans. The victim is first paralyzed by a venomous bite. It is then that they are drained of their bone marrow, and occasionally some of the victim's flesh will also be cannibalized for sustenance. Instances of SCP-742-1 do not age normally, and if kept supplied with stem cells, are biologically immortal. Instances of SCP-742-1 specifically target younger victims because of the higher volumes of stem cells that can be obtained. Children who still have baby teeth will be found with their teeth missing in addition. Instances of SCP-742-1 will also target pregnant mothers in order to enter an infectious state. Now, normally, the infected use the pluripotent stem cells from bone marrow to regenerate itself, and they are incapable of spreading the SCP-742 virus, the retrovirus infection. However, after ingesting at least grams of totipotent stem cells, which are typically from a human fetus, although the source is irrelevant, the infected will be able to secrete a small amount of fluid filled with the SCP-742 retrovirus from the glands. Now, this fluid is injected major artery of a human victim, and that's the primary transmission vector for SCP-742 infection. Instances of the infected behave subserviently towards the instance that infected them. Now, what we are looking at here is essentially the inspiration behind the vampire myth. Or, if we're looking at it from a real-world perspective turned towards the SCP, this is inspired by the vampiric myth. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you are new here, then please do hit subscribe. Please do give this video a like and a share. I've said at the end of the first one of these I did, which I've just started doing again, that I would like to hear what your favourite one is. These are always interesting to cover. We didn't have a lot of the sort of feedback for that, which was a real shame. So if you like SCPs, or if you're new to SCPs, or anything along those lines, I'd really like to hear some of the feedback and some of the comments. You know, do you enjoy the format? Do you have a specific one that you want covered? Or do you just want the potluck, random sort of discussion, narration, rather than a specific one? Because we can do voting, but again, that is kind of part of the course. I need your input to do this and to go forward with this series. Now, I will say there were a lot of people which were really curious about what the SCP Foundation is, and I'll just use this opportunity now just to quickly explain it. It is it's secure, contain, protect. It is purely fan fiction. Everyone is just writing all of these quite ingenious, actually. I will say there's a lot of these are very well thought out in terms of the science behind them. Sort of creatures, mythos, all manner of things. I mean, there's even a toaster. There's a blank wall. There's so many things. But it's essentially a fan-populated community of reports discussing an entity or, well, a creature, an SCP of some description. So that's basically what SCP is. I got into these, what was it, about a year ago, I think now. I do actually have a playlist. These are in that playlist. So please do go and check them out. And I might do an introduction as well, just to explain it to, I guess, the wider masses. But if you enjoy it, like I say, give it a big thumbs up. I hope you did. Thank you so much for watching though, guys. I haven't missed the age. Take care.